Hey guys, today we're going to go over how to replace your FEP or your FEP release film liner on your resin printer because, well, I'm due to change mine. And I also want to replace the screen protector on that. And if you didn't know, yes, you can put a screen protector on your resin printer on the glass. So we're going to go over that today. So what you're going to need is obviously the things I just showed you there. Also some kind of toolkit. This one came with my Anchor Make, which is not a resin printer, but it's got a bunch of the tools I need in it. Allen wrenches and things like that. So what we're going to start off with is we're going to start off with our vat. Now the machine we're working on today is to be a Elegoo Saturn 2. So obviously you're going to want to screw your vat from it. You want to take these bolts here out. Screws. And this is what we're going to be replacing. Now you can see I got something stuck to it. Now, I don't know if you can really see it here, but there's kind of like some holes that are punched through it sporadically. It's really been kind of messing with my prints. So I want to take this off. So one of the first things we're going to do is we're going to get this guy, not that guy, this guy. And there's I'm going to take off these four corner bolts. All you want to do is you want to make sure you keep them separate, whether you got dishes or, however you want to arrange things on your table. So those are out. Now we got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 of these guys we got to do. We have to go down a size. Now, some of these are different sizes. Like, I don't know if you can see that. That one's a little flat. Where's that one? It's a little more robust. These actually, if you own one of these, that'll sit in your printer to make sure it's aligned on the right spot when you have the vat in there. I'll show you those when we get to the printer part of this. All right, so after you got all those out, this will get considerably loose and it'll pop out. You can see this almost goes on like a drum head. So once that's in there, then you got, see what I mean? It's like real loose. So now we have a gajillion, maybe not a gajillion. I don't know. I think it's like 2, 4, 6, 12. Oh, 20, looks like 20 more. So let's get this taken apart here. So after you got that apart, I recommend if you haven't done a good job cleaning this like I haven't, that you wear gloves. I'm not wearing gloves, but do not do this at home this way. Wear gloves. There's still some resin in there. So that'll come apart. And you can peel this off. And we're ready to dispose of that. So we need a fresh sheet here. Go ahead and get that out. Now, what I'm going to tell you about these is this obviously going to be bigger than the vat you have now. Don't worry about that, because what's going to happen is we're going to trim it. So you will have that experience. You're going to get some overhang. Like I said, it's cool. We're just going to end up trimming it. Like, so we'll go over all that stuff. As soon as I get these back in the package. Now, there are instructions on these packages. It's basically what we did here. Take the bottom off, take the things apart. This comes off, put another one in, screw it back together. Basically, reverse order what we did. And you're going to want to look here because this sheet is between two. So there's one on this side and one on this side. And it kind of hangs out in the middle of the two. So peel that one off. And they're both skinny. They're not nearly as thick as the actual sheet. So I just kind of try to center it best you can. So the overhang is okay. We're going to trim it. I'm just going to get a razor. After we put this piece together, we're going to razor and trim it off. Take this. And this is going to... So basically how this works is I usually start off doing some corner pieces. What you're going to end up doing is you're going to punch through this. And you may even want to do start a hole if you need to. Once you get it started, you're good. Kind of snug it up. Now when I do this, I usually try to do a couple of corners. So it kind of makes the process easier after that. So just kind of press down, start turning, it'll grab, and then it's in. All right, well, that's on. You're gonna have a little bit of play in it. Don't worry, that's pretty natural. So you want to flip this over. We're going to sit it in there. Now, what I'm going to recommend here is that, again, you kind of start at the corners. Now, you don't want to tighten this all the way down. It's also recommended to kind of poke little holes in these because it's going to make it a little easier because you're going to have to punch through this otherwise. We'll take a X-Acto knife and just punch through there. Basically, it's going to start them. Push in there. Go to grip a little. Want to go to another one over on this side. Press down. There we go. Grip a little. What you're going to do is stretching this out. Like I said, it's kind of like a drum head. Start this corner now. Push down. Get the grip. Just a little bit. Come over here. And once you get all these in, you can go back and start to tighten them down. Again, you're not going to want to get crazy tightening these. And these you're just giving a couple turns when you put them in there. You'll start to see it kind of settle in and stretch. Again, I usually just try to focus on these corners first. Like I said, when I say corners, I mean here, here, and here, you know, those two screws on each side. And as you get more of these in, it gets easier to screw them in, obviously, because you're getting down over the lip, you're not having to press hard. Just a minute to get them to bite and then give it a couple turns. Get these last four in, and then we'll tighten this down. As you're doing this, you're going to notice some of these are pretty loose. Like I say, you just want to be kind of finger tight. Don't got to get crazy here. Just kind of go around and just check them all. You don't want to be too terribly loose. So once all those are on there, nice and tight, look at that. Play drums. So now we can trim this off. Just get a hobby knife of some sort and just kind of All right, so my camera battery went dead. I don't know how much of that you've seen. I had to do a quick swap, but we got back in. We trimmed. After we put this in and screwed this down, we trimmed with a razor blade. Hopefully, like I said, we got enough of that footage. But just a quick recap. After we put the piece together and put it back on here, we took this knife, we punched a hole where each one of these was going to go, and then we would start in one corner to another corner, not tighten it all the way down, just putting it through and starting the threads, and then we'd go this corner, and again, not just doing that, and then we would alternate sides as we'd screw this down, because as you're doing that, this is sinking in, and it's like I said, it's like a drum head. So you're stretching it over a raised piece here. So after you got them all started, then you'll go around and then tighten and just finger tight. And once they're all down below this lip, you're just going to check them all, make sure they're finger tight. If they are, you're good to go. You can just cut this off, the excess off with a razor, and you're good to go. Okay, so I'm going to put in these 4 next. And I don't know if these serve an actual function or not, but I know that they definitely the feet for the thing. Ooh, and you know what? We're going to kind of cheat a little. We're going to poke through this. Why? Because we can. I wanted to, out of curiosity, if we did these 4 first, what would happen? You know, because there's a little bit of play on those screws, and those are the 4 extreme corners. I don't know. Something to think about. Maybe I'll try that next time. Let you guys know. But thumb tight also. Don't get too crazy. You know, the other thing to keep in mind is, like I said, these will fit into 4 recesses. There we go. So that's together. So those 4, like I said, let's get our Saturn here. But you can kind of see here. Let me take this out a little bit. I guess that's as far as this goes. Okay. Is on our Saturn we have these 4 notches, and those actually where those screws are going to go, or those bolts. They just kind of fit in there, so it's in there. Okay. So that is done. It's set on off to the side. So what we're going to do next is a screen protector. So let me get one of these accessory kits out of the box. I had meant to get tempered glass screen protectors, and I got the soft ones by mistake. So I'm going to roll with it. I'll get you guys know how it works out for me. But what I got ended up, it's kind of basically the same thing like for a cell phone. One of the reasons I recommend these screen protectors is I've had things go wrong with 3D printing where the vat tears, stuff gets under here, and then the next thing you know, it's cured. And then you're trying to get it off with a razor blade. I've ruined glass that way. You know, it's a very, hard thing to want to deal with. I don't recommend dealing with it. I say, hey, get a gosh darn screen protector. And this actually works very similar to a cell phone. Like I said, it comes in these little packets, and then the screen protector itself. And this one's got a cleaning kit just like your cell phone. So we'll go from there. So one of the first things you want to do is there's this black electrical tape basically goes around the edge. You just want to peel that up. You can put some fresh down if you want. Personally, I'm going to recycle this one because I am lazy. Just kind of peel this back gently. I will set this off to the side. Come get this piece. Hopefully get this piece. So this one here, the reason I'm replacing this screen protector is it is cracked. You can't see it now. Probably see it in a second. It is 100% cracked. It's kind of hasn't affected my prints too much, but every now and again, I get a print where I'm like, what the heck happened? Get that off of there. Like I said, that's it. So this is stock right here. You see that? The glass is beautiful on there. In fact, I don't even think I have to clean it, to be completely honest. I'm looking at it now and it looks immaculate. So, you want to look on your screen. You can kind of look and see where there's like almost like a bezel. And you want to make sure you got coverage on that. You want to make sure kind of square. Yeah, it looks good. Then kind of put your air bubbles and stuff out. Probably could have laid that on better. And air bubbles everywhere. So don't do that like I did that. But they're not a problem to get out. He's got a, like us with his cell phone, it's working towards the edge. So I got that on. Actually, I had to put another one on because the screen wasn't as clean as I thought. So a couple things to note: make sure your screen is clean. Take your time getting the air bubbles out because you talk about your print quality at this point. Then you're ready to peel this back. And look at that. Boom. All right. So, one little guy there, huh? Anyways, so we're going to put tape back. Again, you can apply fresh tape if you want to. Me, I'm just kind of being lazy here. Just kind of line this up corner here. So that's good there. So that. Perfect. Ish. Close enough. All right, so there we go. So that's back on there. It looks like this screen protector is actually made to fit between this. Now, when I purchased this printer secondhand, and it had a screen protector already on it, and it was cracked already. And it was like I said, a tempered glass screen protector, and it covered the entire thing. I would like to get some more of those, but it looks like this one, if you buy this, I'll put a link below for the Saturn 2, is made to fit over top of the already existing tape that's on there. So you may not even have to take this tape off if you haven't already installed a screen protector on here. But like I said, if you do have one of those ones like what I got, you'll need that. So there's that. Then you can put this back on there if you like. You know, I can take a look at it. It looks pretty good. Now, I will say before I do any printing in this, I am going to have to re-level it because it probably changed. You know, there's probably a slight bit of layer height or not layer height, but a little bit of height difference with the material. So like I said, I just want to calibrate it and go from there. I'm assuming if you're watching this, you already know how to level. So thanks for watching, guys, and stay tuned for the next video. Thanks. Peace.